Hello students, I'm Dr. Himanshu Kandpal, Assistant Professor English, Government MS College for Women, Bikaner. Today I will discuss the play Andha Yug or The Age of Blindness, written by one of the famous writer Dharamvir Bharati. So let's begin with the introduction of the writer. Dr. Dharamvir Bharati was a renowned, famous Hindi poet, author, playwright, and a social thinker of India. He was the chief editor of the popular Hindi weekly magazine Dharamvir. Dr. Bharti was awarded Padma Shri for literature in 1972 by the government of India. His novel Gunahon Ka Devta became an evergreen classic. Dr. Bharti's Suraj Ka Satwaं Ghoda is considered a unique experiment in storytelling and was made into a National Film Award winning movie by the same name in 1992 by Shyam Benegal. The 1950s were the most creative period in the life of Dr. Bharti, and he wrote many novels, dramas, poems, essays, and criticism works during this phase. Andha Yug, a play set in the time immediately after the Mahabharata war, is another classic that is enacted or performed very often in public by various drama groups. Kanupriya, epic poem divided into 5 parts, is in the voice of Radha, who seeks to understand her relationship with Krishna. He also wrote several powerful short stories such as Band Gali Ka Aakhri Makan and Gul Ki Bano. But some of the most heart-wrenching among them are a collection of stories he wrote on the 1943 Bengal famine. He was awarded the Sangeet Natak Academy Award in Playwriting Hindi in 1988, given by Sangeet Natak Academy, India's National Academy of Music, Dance and Drama. This is the popularity of the writer Dharamvir Bharati. So now we are going to move to the play Andha Yug. A similar narrator, implicated in the action and yet outside it, weaves together the many strands of Bharati's most famous work. Andha Yug is considered as one of the most famous work by Dharamvir Bharati. The drama Andha Yug or The Age of Blind, which was written about 1954, which mixes folk theatre conventions with those from the classic Sanskrit and Greek drama. It shows the lawless events of the last days of the epic battle of Mahabharata, which signaled the coming of a new age of darkness. The drama questions the ethical authority radiated by the god Krishna. The play is explicitly concerned with the ethics of war, particularly with the issues raised by the bombing of Hiroshima. Its performance in 1963 under the direction of Ibrahim Al-Qazi in the open-air setting of Talkatora Gardens in Delhi was a landmark of modern Indian theatre. This magnificent verse play is set on the last, that is the 18th day of the Mahabharata war, and features the less important characters from the epic such as Ashwathama, Gandhari and Yuyutsu. Though the war is over, it has left a trail of devastation and destruction. Almost everyone is dead and there are but a few survivors. Who is responsible for all this death? Who is to blame? A profound, a deep and thought-provoking play. It is acknowledged as a modern Indian classic and has been performed by every major theatre group in the country. Many great theatre directors have interpreted it as a strong anti-war play. Andha Yug was translated into English by Alok Bhalla. So, the prologue to the play starts with the lines taken from Vishnu Puran, which describes this as Kali Yuga or the Dark Age. In this age, according to the prologue, the one who has wealth shall rule, the one who wears a false mask shall be honored, and the one who is greedy shall be king. These will be the hallmarks of the Kali Yuga. After the end of the Great War, the Dark Age which came into being, all thoughts and deeds of men were corrupt. So, Andha Yug focuses on the last day of the Mahabharata war. The ramparts are in ruins. The city is burning, and Kurukshetra is covered with corpses and vultures. The few bewildered survivors of the Kaurava clan are overcome by grief and rage. Longing for one last act of revenge, they refuse to condemn Ashwathama when he releases the ultimate weapon, the Brahmastra, which threatens to annihilate the world, which threatens to bring death and destruction in the world. Instead, they blame Krishna for having caused the war and curse him. So, this is the story. This is about the bewildered survivors of Kaurava dynasty. They are overcome by grief and rage. Instead, what they are doing, they are blaming Krishna for having caused the war and curse him. The moral center of the play lies in Krishna. He is the voice of compassion and embodiment of all that is good and just in the world. Despite his failure to ensure peace, it is his presence throughout the play which reveals to us that ethical and sacred are always available to human beings even in the worst of the time. So Krishna here serves as a connecting link throughout the play. Andha Yug is one of the most significant plays of modern India. Written immediately after the partition of the Indian subcontinent, the play is a profound meditation on the politics of violence and aggressive selfhood. The moral burden of the play is that every act of violence inevitably debases society as a whole. Alok Bhalla's translation captures the essential tension between the nightmare of self-enchantment with the story of the Kauravas represents and the every present possibility of finding a way out of the cycle of revenge into a redemptive ethicality. One of the most significant plays of post-independence India, Dharamvir Bharati's Andha Yug raises pertinent moral issues in the context of partition-related atrocities. The action of the play takes place on the last day of Mahabharata war and is centered on a few bewildered survivors of the Kaurava clan. The central figure of the narrative is Krishna. He represents the infinite variety of ways in which the good manifests itself in the ordinary world. He is the man of justice and truth. The Kauravas, however, are unable to imagine the truth about Krishna. The failure of imagination becomes the cause of their final undoing. So, this play depicts an apt picture of our present times. The centralized theme of the play showcases how we easily blame God in our bad times. The play conveys how future is determined by our present actions and is not predestined. And the major theme of the play is how violence and war can only produce large scale death and destruction without any victors. The play has 5 acts, and in each act representing a particular character and his narrow vision of life. So, Andha Yug is one of the great Indian plays of the millennium, and in Alok Bhalla, it has found an ideal translator, a model in the fraught field of translation. This is said by Girish Karnad, playwright, Padma Bhushan, and Gyanpith laureate. Bhalla's KKN Darwala quotes, Bhalla's fine translation is austere and rigorous, negotiating both the epic scale of the play and the Spartan simplicity of its poetry. By KKN Darwala, poet, Sahitya Academy laureate. This is about the play Andha Yug, written by Dharamvir Bharati. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.